Welcome to rSlash Am I the Butthole, where OP accidentally exposes the neighbor's affair. Am I the butthole for telling my neighbor that I dated her husband? I'm a 33-year-old woman, and I became friendly with my neighbor, a 37-year-old woman, Emily, after I helped her move a few boxes into our building while her husband, who's 35, was in the hospital. I didn't meet Emily's husband until a few weeks later when she invited me over to dinner as thanks. When I arrived first, Emily's husband had run out to pick up some wine, but when he came back, I was shocked to see Matt, a guy I'd gone on 3 dates with a year ago before he suddenly ghosted me. He had a terrible poker face and tried to pretend like he didn't recognize me, but I don't play those games. I asked how long they'd been married, and Emily said, 3 years. Uh-oh, the date was 1 year ago, uh-oh. Emily recognized there was tension and asked if we knew each other. He said, no. I said, yes, and told Emily that I'd gone on dates with him a year ago. She became very upset and asked me to leave, which I did. The next day, Emily reached out and said that she didn't appreciate that I lied about when I dated her husband. He told her that we dated 4 years ago, before they were married. I didn't even live in this city 4 years ago, and even if we had dated 4 years ago, they had been engaged at that point. Either way, he would have been cheating. I sent her screenshots of our text from the year before and from Bumble of his profile, which was still active. She never responded, but when I saw her in the lobby yesterday, she wouldn't even look me in the eye. I don't know if they're still together, and Emily hasn't responded to my texts, so am I the butthole for telling her the truth? OP, she asked, you answered. Just, give her time to process. This is a pretty rough blow to receive unexpectedly during a dinner party. I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes, and I think you should have done that even if she hadn't asked, personally. And I could see why some people would give Emily a butthole score because she's blaming OP for something that's not her fault or that she didn't do. But, I kind of want to give her some grace here because this sucks. This is a sucky situation to be in, and she's just blaming the wrong person. She's lashing out. So I think I'm going to give her 0 out of 5. But if someone else wants to give her a higher butthole score, I wouldn't begrudge you that. The husband gets 3.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for telling my brother-in-law to stop picking on my kids or he's not coming on vacation? I have 3 kids, Rob, who's 16, Lisa, who's 14, and Anne, who's 9. Lisa is autistic, and her special interest is Taylor Swift. Rob and Anne go along with it and indulge her. They're good kids who care and support each other, and we give Rob and Anne attention and support for their interests too. My brother-in-law Hector's entire personality is trying to rile people. You know the whole, it's just a joke, bro. Super childish, but whatever, he's family. Except my husband is out of the country, so I guess he thinks he gets to do whatever he wants. A few weeks ago, he started needling at Lisa by making fun of Taylor Swift using lots of childish name-calling words, intentionally using the wrong words for fans and stuff. Just really immature kid stuff. Lisa knows that not everyone likes Taylor Swift, and some people even hate her. One of her best friends hates her. She's not unable to hear different opinions. She has her own, and I'm sure she'd love to share with you if you had all of 4 hours to spare. He would say, well, Swiffers did such and such, and she would say, Uncle Hector, it's Swifties, and he would say Swifties again to needle at her. Rob was in the room. I was not. Rob said to him, why do you keep using the wrong word? She told you the right word. Hector said that he can say whatever he wants and to cry about it. Rob said, it just seems like you're going out of your way to upset Lisa. Rob asked Lisa to finish what she was talking about and to ignore Hector. This is when I came into the room, and Hector waved at the kids and said, Roberta's getting real mad that someone's joking about mother. OP writes a question mark here in parentheses, probably to indicate that she doesn't understand what the hell this guy is talking about because I don't understand that sentence either. Oh, I see. He's calling Rob Roberta. And I don't know why he's saying Lisa is his mom. This is a bad joke. It's trying to be mean and funny, and it's just barely mean and not funny at all. Yo, this joke sucks. Before I could say anything, Rob said, bro, did you really just call me a girl's name? Are you 12? I put my hands up and said, okay, enough. Hector, stop. He said that I'm raising soft kids who can't take a joke. I said that he's being so effing rude and that he wouldn't be acting like this if my husband was home. I said that if he wants to still go with us to Colorado in the summer like we were planning, he has to stop now or he's not coming. This set him off, and he said that I had no right to do that. Yes, I do. And that I'm being a controlling yak over Taylor Swift. I said, no, F Taylor Swift. This is about you being mean to your niece because her dad isn't home. He said, F you, and good luck next time you have a problem. You're on your own. He took his Costco chicken and left, and I swear he must have immediately gone running to my mother-in-law, because she called me to ask for what really happened and sighed a lot. I asked her if I was overreacting, and she said that she just hopes that we can work it out because this trip was all he had to look forward to since he was laid off from work. I hate causing family drama, so am I the butthole and am I out of line? Is there anything more exhausting in life than someone who thinks they're funny when really they're just mean? This guy's level of humor is like, I don't know, if someone is short, he's like, haha, you're short. What? It's just a joke, bro. Okay, where's the joke? Where's the humor? Calling a short person short isn't a joke, it's just stupid. Personally, OP, I would cut him out of the vacation now as a way to show him that actions have consequences. Cause otherwise, I think this guy's gonna be insufferable during your Colorado trip. Am I the butthole because my dad and his wife threw my mom's things in the trash, and I took them back out and refused to give them back? I'm a 17-year-old girl, and my mom died when I was 10, and my dad remarried almost 3 years ago. Last month, my dad's wife got mad at my dad for keeping so many of my mom's things, or things that symbolize their marriage. He kept her engagement and wedding ring in a box, his own on a chain around his neck, my mom's postcard collection that she started as a kid, her favorite stuffy, a bottle of her perfume, her keychain, her passport holder, cooking and baking books she used to experiment with, and a locket that she wore all the time. My brother and I, he's 20, got her jewelry and other items that she had. They were shared between us after my mom died, and they're at my aunt's house for safekeeping. My dad's wife said that she wanted all that stuff gone, and the wedding photos and any couple photos of them and any family photos had to be put away if my mom was in them. But the rest had to go. My dad fought back for like a day, and then they started throwing all the stuff in garbage bags, and they were brought out to the trash. When they weren't looking, I took all of it and brought it to my aunt's to keep it safe. It took 2 days for my dad's wife to realize the trash was empty, and then she and my dad realized I'd taken the stuff. My dad's wife went crazy and said they were in the trash for a reason. I told her I wasn't letting my mom's stuff go like that. She said it doesn't need to be in her house, and I said that it wasn't anymore, and she wouldn't need to see it. She said that it was nothing but bad memories, and they didn't need to be in her and Dad's marriage. I told her she didn't need to worry, and that they weren't Dad's anymore. Dad told me to just give the stuff back to them, and they'd deal with it, and I refused. His wife said that she wasn't allowing that kind of disrespect in her house, and Dad said that it would be dealt with. They asked a few people if they had them, and everyone said no, including my brother, who let them know that he thought they were both disgusting, and he didn't want to talk to them again. When that didn't work, my dad tried to convince me again, and he failed. He said that I was making it worse. My dad's wife told me she's my stepmother and more deserving of respect. I said that she'll never be my stepmother. She'll never be my family. She's just my dad's insecure second wife who will never be good enough to be seen as family by me or by my brother. I told her I'm not giving them back. She then tried to get the police involved and accused me of stealing, but they brushed her off because I live in the house and took them from the trash. So she said that I'm a thief and the most disrespectful kind there is. She asked me if doing this was worth hurting my relationship with them. And I told her that I didn't care about having a relationship with her to begin with. I told her she was nothing to me and to stop acting like she has some kind of real authority over me. I told her I was willing to accept whatever consequences they gave because I would be leaving ASAP and nothing she said or did would stop me. My dad stopped her from taking everything I own as leverage, but he's still applying pressure. It's been annoying to deal with, but it could be way worse. But I came here to find out from outside parties if they think that I'm wrong for what I'm doing. Am I the butthole? The wife in this story is incredibly petty and vindictive. And it's also incredibly hypocritical of her that she accuses you of doing all this stuff and being willing to damage relationships when she's the one who's going out of her way to damage relationships in the first place. OP, morally, you're in the right here. And also legally, I'm pretty sure. I think that once someone throws something away, they relinquish any claim to it, legally speaking. I will say though, start making preparations because once you turn 18, I'd be surprised if your dad and stepmom allow you to stay in that home. OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your evil stepmom and your spineless father 3.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for refusing to babysit my sister's kids after she embarrassed me at my family dinner? So I'm a 17-year-old woman, and I have an older sister, Lisa, who's 27, who has 3 kids, a 6-year-old boy, a 4-year-old girl, and a 2-year-old girl. She's always asking me to babysit for free, and I usually do it because I love my nieces and nephew. But lately, I feel like she's been taking advantage of me. Last weekend, we had a big family dinner at my parents' house. Everything was fine until my mom jokingly mentioned how I've been focusing on school a lot lately, and Lisa goes, "Yeah, because she doesn't have a life otherwise. No boyfriend, no social life, just stuck at home doing math." I laughed it off at first, but she kept going, making jokes about how I'm basically a live-in nanny, and how she's doing me a favor by giving me something to do. The whole table was laughing, and I was sitting there embarrassed as hell. My dad even said, "Lisa, that's enough," but she shrugged it off. I was so mad that I decided right then and there that I was done. The next time she texted me, "Hey, can you watch the kids this Saturday?" I just replied, "No, I'm busy." She asked me with what, and I said, "Finding a life." Now she's furious, saying I'm being childish and punishing her kids over a joke. Even my mom is saying I should be the bigger person. But I feel like if I don't set a boundary now, she'll keep walking all over me. OP, when your mom says, "You should be the bigger person," you should say, "You're right, Mom, you should be the bigger person." If you think it's so important that Lisa has a babysitter, then why don't you do it? OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving Lisa and your mom 1.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for refusing to drive if my wife is in the car? For years after we got married, I could never figure out why I'd be so angry and moody anytime my wife and I went somewhere. Then it finally clicked. I was only in a bad mood if I drove with my wife. My wife is the absolute worst backseat driver I've ever seen. It doesn't matter how I drive, she still finds things to complain about. "Why'd you go this way? If you would have went that way, we'd be there by now. You're driving too fast. You're driving too slow. You could have made that light. Unbelievable. That light was red and you blew through it. Can you brake any harder, idiot? There were 17 great parking spots, and you had to choose parking spot 18, which is the absolute worst. You turned your blinker on too late. You turned your blinker on too early. Why are you accelerating so slowly? Whoa, was it necessary to accelerate that quickly?" Etc. So, for the past couple of years, I've refused to drive. I now make her do all the driving, and lo and behold, I'm no longer a grumpy person when we travel. She's now gotten upset that she's now always driving and told me I needed to at least split driving 50-50 with her. I told her if she could keep her opinions to herself while I was driving, then I would. She agreed. So last weekend I started driving. She couldn't even last 3 minutes without criticizing my driving. I pulled over and told her I'm done. Either she takes over driving or we're going home. She eventually took the wheel, as she muttered that I drive like a moron even though there's only one of us who has any tickets, and has at-fault accidents on their record, and it's not me. So am I the butthole for refusing to drive if she's present? So she's a bad driver, she's controlling, critical, and insults you? Sounds like you married a real winner there, OP. Besides, I don't know what her problem is. If she thinks you're such a bad driver, why would she want you to drive? OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your wife 2 out of 5 buttholes. That was rSlash Am I the Butthole? And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.